I'm going to tell you a story about a project that illustrates the value of stage gates. It's a Canadian, and I know this story from the business press and also from a couple of engineers who I talked to who work for this company. And it was the Canadian mining company Noranda. They developed a process to extract magnesium from serpentine tailings. This is a asbestos ore. And there's a lot of asbestos tailings in the eastern provinces of the eastern townships of Quebec. And in fact, the serpentine tailings contain about 24% magnesium, so that's fairly rich. Don't be concerned about the asbestos. Let's assume that they had a process that in fact would be safe for the workers in the plant. They planned a project in 1998. The project was approved. It was for $733 million to design and build and commission this magnesium extraction plant and refinery in Danville in Quebec. And there were no stage gates passed after the initial approval of the project. And the project did not go all that well. The project ended up being 2 years late with some technical glitches, and it went significantly over budget from $733 million up to $1.1 billion. Arguably, having some gates along the process may have added more control to the project, but another significant thing happened. Between the time that the project was approved and there was a business case that they'd be able to sell magnesium for significantly more than their production cost, between that time and 2003, there were some Chinese producers who came up with ways of extracting magnesium that were lower cost. So as soon as they started to produce magnesium ingots, they found out that the price they could get in the marketplace was less than their production cost. So not only were they losing money, but they weren't getting any payback on the capital cost of the mill. It only stayed in operation for about a year and it closed. Noranda realized that if they'd had some stage gates along the way, not only would there have been a good opportunity to review the progress of the project, but it also would have been a reminder for somebody in the appropriate business unit to check to see whether there is still a business case for the project that had existed in 1998. Subsequent to that then, Noranda, I'm told by Noranda engineers, came up with a nine-phased capital project process with a stage gate at each one of those 9 phases. They've subsequently been absorbed by an international mining company. So an example of using stage gates to get better control of a project, and also as an opportunity to remind people to check whether there is still a business case.